Here we're continuing the series on specific sub-niches that you can pursue. In the first video, we looked at specific niches, and in the second video, we explored email marketing sub-niches specifically. Now in today's video, I'm going to be covering two specific sub-niches, and that is social media marketing and SEO. And I want to help you drill down to see how you can get even more specific on who you're going to serve and how you're going to help them within these two sub-niche categories. So let's start things off with social media. Now, of course, there are so many different social media platforms. You got Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, and so on. And many different social media managers, marketers, they will help their clients get on many different platforms, be able to post across those different platforms. But since we're really looking to niche down, we really want to drill down and get really specific on how we're helping these clients in a big way. This is where you can choose to just pick one platform and use that one platform to drive growth, to drive revenue, and get really good at just doing that one. Now, if you really want to get even more specific, of course, you can combine a particular social media platform with a particular industry, and together that gets really specific. So your target audience knows that you are there exactly for them for that one specific reason. But I really like to also go high level. I want to do my work with intention. I want to know what the reason is and what we're actually aiming for, which is why something like a social media strategy is really important. It's something that can be really helpful to an audience. And of course, you can come in and you can provide the strategy, and that is exclusively what you do, or you can always make that your number one thing. You start with this strategy, and then a client can either take that and run with it, or they can hire you to implement that strategy. Now with this strategy, you're going to be identifying the target audience. You'll research specific competitors of theirs. You're going to help develop content ideas. And when you create a social media strategy in combination with a social media audit, which essentially is going to look at what is working and what's not, it's really going to help you define a valuable social media strategy for this business to implement. Now, two additional services that you can offer specific to social media is actually two services that we are going to be covering specifically and looking at their sub-niches in an upcoming video. But specific to SEO, you can also help with content creation, of course, across these platforms or a single platform, and also paid ads. Now, when it comes to social media, reputation management is also really important. So with reputation management, this is really all about monitoring the conversations that are happening online that are mentioning a specific person, if you're working for a specific person, or a specific business. So you're making sure that you are staying on top of the conversations that are being had out there, whether they're positive or negative. So that way the business is always within those conversations. They know what's happening, and they can jump on anything that might be not so great mentioned about their business to show that they are proactive, to show that they are taking feedback seriously, and it can help paint them in a positive light, even in the negative moments. Now, across many different social media platforms, we're really about bringing a community together. So community management is actually something that a lot of people don't consider, but it is a very valuable service. So within community management, this is about bringing new members into a community. This is about keeping them engaged with the community and tying that community into the business goals and helping them reach that through this community development. Social media analytics and reporting is also another one that I think is very important. And this can even tie in with the social media strategy, the audits that we were talking about, because this is really looking at an ongoing basis what is working and what is not, because we want to scale up what is working and either drop what is not, or see if we need to test it out, tweak it so that it does start to perform better for us. Now, another niche that we talked about in the first video that actually really can fall under social media, because this is where it tends to happen the most, is influencer marketing. And this is looking at how these businesses are able to use influencers for brand awareness, brand promotion, product sales, and being able to help them with that service. So influencer management is really important, and this is about doing outreach. This is about connecting with those influencers, handling the process of everything that they would need to do to promote this company or specific products. And even within this, you can work with micro influencers. These are some of the smaller influencers. They have a smaller but very targeted audience that know, like, and trust them. And we know already that people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So if that influencer already has that trust built up when they talk about a product, some of that trust automatically transfers over to this new company and this new product simply because the micro influencer has talked about it. So this is very popular, especially with a lot of e-commerce store, online retailers, because they have a lot of online products. And of course, just like with any other marketing, influencer marketing analytics and ROI measurement is crucial. So this is where we're providing analytical services to measure the effectiveness and return on investment of influencer campaigns. All right, let's start talking about SEO sub-niches. A lot of people specialize in local SEO. So think about plumbers or pool builders, landscapers. These are the types of businesses that only work with their customers who are in a specific geographical area. This could be Houston, Texas, or Sydney, Australia, for instance. And that is their target. They can't help anyone outside of those areas. But we can drill down and get even more specific within SEO, and we can focus on the individual tasks within SEO because each of them is very valuable and adds benefit to SEO work. So as an example, technical audits. This is really an in-depth analysis of the technical aspects of a website. These are things that we don't see surface level on a website, but they can actually hold a website back from actually reaching its full potential. So it's very important that these are paid attention to and they are fixed. And then you can decide if you are going to be the go-to person for these technical audits, that you either just specialize in doing the audit itself. You can send the customer off to do their own fixes. You can partner with someone who would implement those fixes, or you could choose to then also help them make those changes to their website. E-commerce SEO is also one that you can consider because this has its own specialty with the different products that are being sold online. One drawback to serving e-commerce store owners, though, is a lot of them tend to be more tech savvy than your average, let's say, local business owner. So a lot of them try to do a lot of things themselves, or they already have a lot of knowledge. But that doesn't mean that there is not place for you to go in and be able to add your help, just something to be aware of. But even with e-commerce SEO, you can even roll this into influencer marketing or paid ads, as we'll be talking more about as well. Now, something that's very important to SEO is, of course, content. So really specializing in content optimization to help a website get the best results possible. So within content optimization, you can also be looking at helping optimize specific landing pages, sales pages, product pages, or one thing that I like to do is work on reviving old content. So this is content that used to perform better, but is no longer performing for some reason. And this allows us to go in and work to revive that content so we can start getting results from it again. And that's often far easier and cheaper than having to create new content from scratch and wait for it to bring results. Content creation is also very important. I even talked about how to use a tool like RankIQ, for instance. So I'll link to the video I did on that below as well if you want to take a look. But that way they're giving you the specific keywords within all these sub niches. They're telling you what specifically to go after, what words to include in your post, and so on. Now, some of the other specific SEO tasks that you could specialize in, drill down to, are multilingual SEO. So focusing on businesses who are going to be targeting customers who may speak more than one language. This could be video SEO, or even drilling down into specific platforms that you are going to do SEO for, and that is all you're going to do. So this could be Etsy, this could be Wix, Pinterest, Shopify, WooCommerce, and so on. Link building, of course, is a service that's very important, and so specializing in that could absolutely be its own service because it is so important, and it's also something that you really need to get skilled at. It helps you build connections in specific areas so that you can go to these websites to be able to get links. You're able to research what a business needs, what's going to be able to make the biggest impact for them. So that absolutely can be a standalone valuable service. And lastly, Data and analytics. Everything that is SEO and really marketing related has to come from data and analytics. If you are not looking at data, you are not interpreting it and use it to intentionally create your strategy, regardless of the type of marketing strategy you're working for, it's hard to get the best results that you can. So being someone who really specializes and being even someone who can say, oh, you already have an SEO, you have a digital marketer, but let's make sure that are they actually getting the results that they should be or that you think that they should be getting. So all of these are just options of things that you can consider as you get into digital marketing, SEO, social media, and you really drill down on the one thing that you're going to get really, really good at. So you can go to a very specific audience with a very targeted offer and you get good at just that. So hopefully this helps give you some good ideas. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe because we're going to be continuing this series with more sub niches coming up. And I don't want you to miss any of those. If you have any questions about sub niches, have any thoughts on it, share it down in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video in this series.